already removed the old pedal and the bracket, and this is the GM pedal. And now I need to figure out a way to mount the bracket for that into the car. So this is the bracket, and my idea is probably to cut out the carpet in the shape of this, put it up against the firewall, and then drill holes through the firewall, and then go on the outside of the firewall and put bolts from the backside through so that I have studs sticking out. So I made an outline of the bracket, and now I'm just cutting it out with a razor to get to the firewall, which is fun to do with one hand. All right, and then for everybody that saw the last video of the shifter assembly install, I actually had to modify that. This is a 5-speed shifter assembly, and I needed to actually pull the shifter back from the trans a little bit, so that way this piece could drop down behind the transmission and I could get the transmission to come up more, so the drive shaft will be more in line. So I use this to drill a hole for my mount point. I'm going to cut this off, make it shorter to make it easier to install. And then the linkage, I cut that already and modified it. So I actually cut it, instead of it being pretty much straight, I cut it so that it goes up and then like 45s down into this. That way this can drop like lower than the transmission. Pull the motor out once again. That way I can drill holes through the firewall, and the brake lines are going to line up right in the way. So I want to be able to move the brake lines out of the way. So getting the engine out is going to make that a lot easier. Got the first hole drilled, and it looks like my original plan's not gonna work because this has another layer behind it. Looks like from the front, it's actually lining up with the frame rail like knockout. So it's lining up with this boxed out area. So I'd have to have a really long bolt. I think my solution might actually be to weld a bolt to the firewall from the inside of the car. All right, I'm gonna get rid of the camera and stuff so I can get a better weld, but you get the idea. I'm blowing holes through it right now, so I gotta turn my power down. Okay, that's one stud done. The welds look absolutely horrible, but it's holding really good. I've already pulled on it. It's gonna hold up. I just can't really get in there going around these pedals and shit. Just, you know, see what I'm working with. See what I'm working with as far as space. I mean, it's just really tight. I'm stretching into the hole. It's and I'm worried about fire. So that will do good for now. Now on to the next one. Well, it looks like crap, but it's gonna work. So I'm gonna get everything back together here and start figuring out what kind of spacers I'm gonna need for the bracket to sit in the proper location. Here's the final product. I had to actually trim the kick panel down a little bit so the assembly would fit through. I haven't put any screws or anything in there yet, but that will be soon. As soon as I get the wiring done, then I'll put the screws back in. All right, everybody, that's it for today. Tomorrow the exhaust headers are going to show up, and we're going to really be getting into some really fun stuff. Modifying those headers to fit is going to be challenging. I've done it before on an E46. The space looks a little different here on the E46, so it'll be an experiment. Don't forget to check out the other videos from this playlist. Just the whole experience of building this car has been awesome. I'm glad everybody's been here to follow along with me. Don't forget to check back for the next video when we actually get the headers installed. Alright guys, take it easy.